Did you know that one of these cars lost 40% of its value in just 1 year? Another model faced over 10 recalls in less than 6 months. These aren't cheap knockoffs. They're from brands you know and trust. Ready to see which cars made the list of shame? We're breaking down the 11 worst offenders that are collecting dust on dealership lots. You won't believe which famous brands made the cut. Number 1, Chevrolet Blazer. Remember when Chevy brought back the Blazer name? Everyone thought it would be amazing. But here's the thing, it's not selling at all. Why? Because Chevy messed up big time. Let's talk about the price tag first. The new Blazer costs a whopping $44,000. That's way more than people want to pay for a Chevy SUV. I mean, come on, for that kind of money you could get a luxury brand with all the bells and whistles. But the price isn't even the worst part. The Blazer's got engine problems that'll make your head spin. We're talking stalling, electrical issues, the works. Imagine driving down the highway and suddenly your car just decides to take a nap. Not cool, Chevy, not cool at all. Number 2, Lincoln Aviator. You think the Blazer's bad? Let's talk about Lincoln's latest disaster. They slapped a fancy name on it, jacked up the price, and hoped no one would notice the ticking time bomb under the hood. But here's the kicker. It's not just one problem, it's like they went down a checklist of ways to ruin a car and said, yep, let's do all of that. Lincoln thought they could soar with the Aviator, but this bird's barely leaving the nest. People are shelling out up to $88,000 for the top model. That's BMW money, folks. But instead of German engineering, you're getting a car that might not even start. And when it does, good luck keeping it on the road. Number 3, Volvo XC60. From safety star to reliability nightmare, Volvo's XC60 is the Swedish shocker that's got owners wishing they'd stuck with a trusty old station wagon. Let's be honest, when you're shelling out $53,000 for a luxury SUV, you expect it to be as dependable as a Swiss watch. But this Volvo's more like a ticking time bomb. Here's the thing, the XC60 has been recalled 3 times in just 1 year. That's not a good look for a brand that built its reputation on safety. But it gets worse. Owners are reporting transmission problems that will make your head spin and engines that stall faster than a nervous teenager learning to drive stick. Number 4, Rivian R1T. You think electric trucks are the future? Well, buckle up because the Rivian R1T is about to short-circuit that dream. This supposed Tesla of trucks is turning heads for all the wrong reasons. Let's be honest, with a price tag starting at $71,700 and skyrocketing to $117,000 for the top model, you'd expect nothing but smooth sailing. But here's the thing, this truck's got more bugs than a summer picnic. Owners are reporting software glitches left and right, and the suspension, it's about as reliable as a chocolate teapot. But wait, there's more. Rivian decided to be different with their charging connector. Sounds cool, right? Wrong. It's like they forgot people actually need to charge these things. Good luck finding a Rivian charging station on your next road trip. Number 5, Polestar 2. Remember that sleek Scandinavian brand that was supposed to be the Tesla killer? Well, Polestar's $49,900 bet on the future of electric cars just blew up in their face. Let's be honest, they've created the automotive world's most expensive identity crisis. Is it a sedan, a hatchback, a crossover? Even Polestar doesn't seem to know. Here's the thing, dropping Tesla money on a car should get you something special. Instead, Polestar 2 owners are getting a rolling headache. Imagine this, you're cruising down the highway feeling all eco-friendly and smug when suddenly your fancy Google-powered infotainment system decides to take a coffee break. That's right, it crashes more often than a teenager playing Grand Theft Auto. But wait, it gets worse. Remember how electric cars are supposed to be smooth and comfy? Well, someone forgot to tell Polestar the ride is stiffer than a frozen Swedish meatball, and just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, there's the range. Sure, 270 miles sounds okay, until you realize a Tesla Model 3 will leave you in its dust for the same price. Number 6, Ford Bronco. Alright, let's shift gears and talk about a comeback that's more of a setback. Remember when Ford revived the Bronco and everyone went wild? Well, turns out this blast from the past might be better off staying in the rearview mirror. Ford's bringing back their off-road legend, but instead of creating dreams, they're serving up nightmares. Let's start with the price tag. This so-called rugged ride starts at $39,600 and goes all the way up to a jaw-dropping $90,000 for the Raptor. That's supercar territory for something that's basically a fancy Jeep. But wait, it gets worse. The Bronco's engines are having some serious issues. We're talking valve problems. You know, the things that keep your engine from becoming a very expensive paperweight. Number 7, Buick Encore. All right, buckle up because we're about to take a ride in the Buick Encore, and trust me, it's not the luxury cruise you might expect. Let's be honest, Buick tried to make a small luxury SUV, but what they actually created is a big disappointment on wheels. Here's the thing, the Encore starts at $26,000. Sounds like a steal, right? Wrong, because in this case, you definitely get what you pay for, and it ain't much. Watch carefully as we break down why this so-called luxury compact is more compact than luxury. Imagine this, you're trying to merge onto the highway in your shiny new Encore. You press the gas, expecting a smooth acceleration, but instead, you get, well, not much of anything. That's because this thing's got an engine so weak, it struggles to get out of its own way. It's like trying to win a drag race with a golf cart. Number 8, Jaguar F-Pace. From American disappointment to British blunder, we're crossing the pond for our next automotive disaster. The Jaguar F-Pace promised to be the cat's meow of luxury SUVs. But here's a shocker. It's got more issues than a royal family drama, and owners are ready to claw their way out of this costly catastrophe. Let's be honest, when you drop $58,000 on a car, you expect it to purr like a kitten. Instead, the F-Pace is more like a grumpy old tomcat. The infotainment system, it's so outdated and glitchy, you might as well use smoke signals to navigate. And don't get me started on the oil consumption. This thing guzzles oil like it's trying to deep fry itself from the inside out. But wait, it gets worse. Imagine this. You're cruising down the highway feeling like automotive royalty when suddenly, nothing. Your fancy Jag decides it's nap time, leaving you stranded faster than you can say, God save the Queen. That's right, folks. Failing fuel pumps in newer models are turning these luxury rides into very expensive paperweights. Number 9, Nissan Frontier. Let's talk about the Nissan Frontier, the pickup that time forgot. Nissan finally decided to give this truck a makeover after 16 years. But here's the thing, they might as well have left it alone. The new Frontier starts at $29,000, which sounds okay until you realize it's about as reliable as a paper umbrella in a hurricane. Nissan had over a decade and a half to get this right. Instead, they proved that some things never change, especially their quality control. The new design? It's like they took the old one and just made it angrier looking. Real innovative, Nissan. And don't even get me started on the fuel economy. At 18 miles per gallon, you'll spend more time at the pump than actually hauling stuff. Watch carefully, because this truck is playing a dangerous game of automotive roulette. Consumer Reports has been sounding the alarm on Frontiers for years, calling out older models for transmission failures and engine problems. Guess what? The new one's not much better. Owners are still dealing with transmission and engine issues, plus some bonus problems with interior quality and ride comfort. Number 10, Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. Let's spin the wheel of automotive disasters and land on the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. This minivan promised to revolutionize family transport, but instead, it's leaving parents stranded and frustrated. Chrysler thought they could make minivans cool again, but they ended up creating a $44,000 headache on wheels. Sure, the Pacifica Hybrid boasts an impressive 82 miles per gallon equivalent, making it the most fuel-efficient minivan out there. But what good is that when you can't even trust it to start? Chrysler had to recall over 67,000 of these things from 2017 to 2023. That's not a recall, that's a mass exodus of faulty vehicles. And it gets worse. Owners are reporting a laundry list of problems that would make any parent's hair turn grey. We're talking frozen screens, malfunctioning battery warmers, and charging issues that leave you wondering if you bought a minivan or a giant unreliable smartphone on wheels. Even in the 2023 model year, the Pacifica Hybrid is still struggling with battery and electronic system reliability.